at risk.
Last year, against the odds, the Fire of North Queensland earned a spot in the season decider to take on Bendigo, where the whole community got into the spirit.
What a crowd, what a team.
Then the dream came true.
The Bendigo Spirit are the WNBL champions for the first time in their club's history. Feel for Chris Lucas. They've been so brave.
Last year, a gutsy effort from the Fire, not enough, as the Bendigo Spirit relished their first championship win in the WNBL. Fast forward 1 year and the Fire are back. The pressure is now on Bendigo to defend their crown. Chris Lucas's side are prepared for their return to this stage. Three-time MVP Susie Batkovic now patrols the paint. But Christy Harrower is still on the charge as Bendigo and Townsville vie for the title. Another physical battle is certain in the quest for glory. They'll put their bodies on the line. Hopes will be high, mistakes will be punished. Can the Fire survive the tension and set the stadium alight? Or will Bendigo go back-to-back in the WNBL Grand Final? Bendigo City has once again thrown their collective support behind this side. Once the little battler, now the defending champions. This side rode an upswell of community support to hoist the trophy last season. Well, they've led the way ever since then. They have every intention of recapturing that winning feeling. And here at Bendigo Basketball Stadium, it is packed. The fans have flocked here in the hope of seeing their side, whether it be Bendigo or Townsville, lift that trophy. Hello, I'm Stephanie Brands. Welcome to the WNBL Grand Final. With me, someone who's been at many WNBL Grand Finals and lifted plenty of trophies. Legend of the game, Rachel Spawn. Rach, what a day.
Oh, just amazing. Just watching the package there and the emotion that is, it sort of makes you get teary yourself. But unfortunately, there's a winner and a loser. But look, amazing crowd again. It's such a colourful crowd. The horns are back, the clackers are back. They're ready.
Well, at the end of this game, we'll award the MVP medal for this match, which this year is now named in your name. Rachel Spawn, MVP medal. How exciting.
Oh, look, it is a great honour, Steph. It makes you reflect on your career and the amazing players that you played with and who are still playing. So, yeah, it's absolute high point for me for that award to be named after me, for sure.
You don't look a day older, Rachel Spawn. And I'm sure that many of the Bendigo fans just excited to see you here in this court, although they want to see their own heroes being made. The community is wonderful here in regional Victoria. They're so excited and want this side to go back to back.
Oh, absolutely. And you just have to, I've been looking at their social media pages and they've been making video tributes here in Bendigo to their players. From all the community, the mayor of the town, they're so backing them. They really want back-to-back premierships.
They sure do. But Townsville, on the other hand, well, they would like to lift this trophy for the first time. What a coup it would be for the North Queensland city. They've got more than 100 who've travelled down a race. It's not just this week. They've had to do it 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, absolutely. It's, but they come in so much better off. Even though they had the heartache of last year, they've had much better preparation this year. And they've just recruited a reasonable player in Susie Batkovic to join them, and she'll be wanting to help them take it that one step further and get the premiership.
Well, Susie Batkovic, of course, has just picked up her third consecutive MVP award. She is so very dangerous for them.
Oh, absolutely, and she doesn't mean she gets double teamed, she gets triple teamed, but that just opens up the rest of her team. So they have to step up for Susie as well, but she will be doing her hardest, and she has so many weapons, her rebounding, her steals, her feeding. So yeah, she's hard to stop.
Yeah, the back girl, she's ready for this one, and undoubtedly Bendigo are well aware of how dangerous she can be. Let's find out what Christy Harrower thinks.
Of course, having Susie Batkovic in the middle, you know, that makes them so dangerous. And a group that's been together for a little bit as well, you know, and they've got so many great outside shooters and a bit of depth, you know, and their experience. So I think that's what makes them so dangerous. But having Susie in the middle makes it's a huge task for us, and something that we'll work on this week on plan on what we will do against her.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is ignorant to the fact that Susie Batkovic will be front and centre at this match today. Now, the coaches, Rach, they've been in this position before. Will they be better for having had that experience?
Oh, I think so. Like Chris Lucas, again, a disappointment from last year, but he said they're ready. They can't do any more. They've come in, they've covered everything that they can possibly think of, and I don't think they are as nervous as they were last year, and they believe they can win. Maybe that wasn't so much last season, so that makes a hell of a difference. Bernie Harrow, I'm sure we'll see emotion from him throughout the game in his timeouts. Love his timeouts, but look, they're confident too, even though he's saying that maybe they're underdogs. So no, I think they are. I think they are favourites coming into this game.
Well, let's find out what the coaches are saying. They caught up with Laurie Chiswick a little earlier.
Bernie, do you feel any more pressure this year going into this grand final, given that you were favourites, you're defending your title, and you're on your own home court?
Yeah, I think you do. You feel a little bit more apprehensive about it all, and I think more so this year because we've had such a dominant year that people just expect that we're going to come in here and win the game, but we know we're in for a pretty tough game today.
And do you have any special plans for how to defend Susie Batkovic?
No, not really. We just defend her pretty much straight up as we've done all year, and she'll get hers no matter what. And the main thing for us is to make sure the others don't get going. I think that's the key to, you know, the last time we beat them in Townsville, Susie had 27, we still won the game. So that's what we're after today.
And Bernie, just quickly, how's the build-up been in Bendigo this week?
It's just been chaotic as usual. It's a huge buzz around this town, and everybody in the city gets behind it. It's just been sensational. So you couldn't wish for anything better.
Chris, do you feel like your team is in a better position this year going into the grand final than last year?
Yeah, look, I do, and I feel like the team's in a good place, and it's been 12 months of work to get here again, and you know, we're obviously pleased to be here, but obviously we want to play well as well.
And what about your game plan to stop the likes of Christy Harrier and Kelsey Griffin?
Oh, look, they're stars, aren't they? But it's not about one or two people. It's a collective responsibility as a team. And, you know, we've got a game plan, and we'll send a number of people, those two players. But, you know, they go 7 or 8 deep, so they're really strong.
Have you focused at all on the fact that this is Rachel McCulley's 300th game?
No, not at all. And she didn't want that either. She wanted that out of the way very early in the week. And her responsibility now is just to concentrate on this game, and that's what she wanted all week.
Good luck, Chris, for this afternoon's match.
Thanks, Laurie.
Well, the coaches look oh so calm. Rachel Scorn, are you willing to pick a winner?
No. I'm absolutely going to sit on the fence. I'm not going to answer you, Steph. I seriously can't, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But I just know it's going to be an amazing contest.
All right, well, we're going to see the players on the court in just a moment. But, Rach, I think the reason this one is so difficult to pick is that Townsville has history against Bendigo.
Well, they do. The only two losses that Bendigo had this season were against Townsville, and one of those wins was on this court. So you have to look at the history is there that it can be done. Can it be done in the grand final today?
Okay, we're going to find out in just a few moments' time, and it is incredibly exciting here in the stadium. We've got Sparky the Firefly, who's come down for the Townsville Fire as well. But what you can hear is a very, very parochial Bendigo crowd who are looking forward to welcoming their side onto the court. Rach, that makes a difference, doesn't it? Home court advantage?
Oh, absolutely, and it's a sellout here as it was last year, and it certainly does. It can be, you know, 6 to 8 points if your team gets on top and the crowd gets involved. That's when it's really hard for the opposition to come back. So, but those dressed in red here today in those t-shirts, they'll be doing their darnest to try and make a lot of noise as well to support Townsville.
All right, well, it is time to meet the players, starting with the Townsville Fire. Let's see the players who are in the 2013-2014 WNBL Grand Final.
Number 7, Steph Cumming. We just heard from this lady. Number 8, Susie Batkovic. Number 10, Mia Newley. Number 12, Kayla Standish. Number 13, Rosie Fajelvic. Number 15, Olivia Thompson. Number 32, Michaela Cox. Number 45, I should say, Emma McKenzie. Chris Lucas is the coach, Claudia Brassard, assistant with Mark, and Donna Turner, team manager. And let's introduce the captain of the Townsville Fire, playing game number 300, Rachel McCulley. Once again, ladies and gents, boys and girls, the Townsville Fire. Thanks to the Bendigo Bank Spirit cheerleaders doing a great job this year. Let's introduce the Bendigo Bank Spirit. Number 4, Tessa Levy. Number 6, Chantala Priera. 14, Chelsea Aubrey. Number 15, Sarah Blitzarves. Number 20, Gabrielle Richards. Number 22, Kelly Wilson. Number 23, Kelsey Griffin. Number 24, Jane Chalmers. The coach, Bernie Harrower, with Jonathan Goodman, Andrew Walsh and Kylie Harrower. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, let's hear it for the Bendigo Bank Spirits! The lady who celebrated her 21st birthday last week, she is a superstar. Liza DeRouche is going to have our national anthem for us. Let's be all upstanding, please, for the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strength, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Let's hear it for both teams. The Townsville Fire, the Bendigo Bank Spirits, Grand Final, 2013-14. Let's hear it for Liza DeRouche. What a great voice that is.
Well, Eliza DeRouche following the footsteps of her famous sister Kate. With the national anthem complete, the teams are just about ready for tip-off, and just as excited as all these players is our commentary team with Peter Mercado, Narelle Fletcher and Laurie Chiswick. It's over to you guys.
Thank you for that, Stephanie Branson. Yeah, we are really excited now. Not too far away from a start in this one. Laurie, you spoke to the coaches earlier. There's been plenty happening media-wise with both of them. They've been trying to claim the underdog tag. Bernie Harrower saying his team are the underdogs. Chris Lucas having none of that.
Well, I think the only person that really believes they're underdogs is Bernie Harrower, because I don't think there's a chance of that. You know, they've been red-hot favourites all season. They're on their home court. It's a fantastic crowd. I don't think you can go past them.
Well, I think what makes this such an interesting match is the fact that Townsville won the split between these two teams across the season. They've won on this floor already this year, or this season, so they have every reason to be confident going into this grand final.
Well, they can also thank Bendigo too. That loss in round 16 sparked a 6-game winning streak that took them all the way to this game. So they are ready to go. Now, we've got both of you to take a look at some of the keys to the match. Let's drill down and take a look at Bendigo, Laurie. What are the keys for them to win the championship?
Well, we know Bendigo, it's all about their defense. They're the best defensive team in the competition, keeping opposition to 64 points. They're going to be disruptive. They've got the height to switch, and they're bump cutters. So they'll stick to those team rotations, and that'll be really, really important for them. The second thing, well, Susie, we've talked about her already in our opener, how important she is. How are they going to play defense on her? They're going to have plan A and B, because she's a little bit unorthodox and can just find ways and means to score. And I tell you what, down the stretch, Bendigo have some really old heads out there that if you want the ball in somebody's hands, put it in Christy Harrower's, the superstar. Let her go to work with that on-ball screen.
Narelle, let's take a look at the Townsville side. Really enjoyed watching them over the past couple of weeks. What are the keys for them?
Well, they need to keep the ball out of Bendigo Spirit's hands to stop them from scoring. If they do that, they win the rebounds, they get possession of the ball. If they win that possession game, it goes a long way to winning the match. So they really need to crash those boards particularly hard. Susie Bakovic, we've seen her a lot in some of those games. She starts really close under the basket, and then she drifts out of the paint a little bit out to the top of that key. If they can plant her right deep inside, then that way they make her a focal target, and yes, she becomes really, really dangerous. They need to control the tempo of the match. Rachel McCulley is a very good defender, but she's very good at organising her team as well. And if she can keep doing that with her group, they'll go a long way to winning.
Well, they now have finals experience, a decent finals experience, grand final experience in that Townsville lineup. There's plenty of depth in the Bendigo Spirit, starting 5 and on the benches as well, Laurie. Take us through it.
Well, how's this? When we look at the starting lineup for Bendigo, it is exactly the same as it was a year ago. And that's fantastic and probably unheard of. And add to that the star recruit coming off the bench, Sarah Blickhoffs, who last time these two teams played scored 27 points.
And Narelle, the Townsville starting 5, there is quality all through this lineup.
Well, Laurie talks about a star coming off Bendigo's bench. Well, the Townsville 5 have added one to their starting lineup. Of course, that's the MVP of the WNBL season, Susie Bakovic. She's made that team a whole different team. She's made their bench stronger, because now Kayla Standish comes in off the bench. But the trump card for them on cooking is Mia Newley.
One of the things was that they were so evenly spread points-wise last week in their win against Dandenong. A tip, ladies, who's going to win?
Basketball.
I'm just going to go with Bendigo purely because it's at home and this crowd, as Bernie Harrow said, is probably worth 10 points. But I think Townsville will be out to spoil their party.
Well, for the record, Darren Boyd, who's doing a great job at the Winter Paralympics at the moment, he's picked Bendigo by 6 points and Christie to win the MVP award. Here we go. The 2013-14 WNBL Grand Final is go. And a tip control of the Spirits. There are your referees for this afternoon's game. Big moment for them as well. Bendigo, of course, winning through that semi-final win over Dandenong, straight through to the decider. And it is rocking. A full house, early stages. Susie getting involved early. Great work on Gabe Richards.
I think it's a good idea for Gabe to attack Susie early. She got in early foul trouble last week and had to sit for about 7 minutes in that first half, so that's a good strategy.
Here's McCulley for 2 in her 300th game.
Well, what it does do is if they draw some early fouls on Susie, not only does it force her to the bench, it takes away her offensive aggression. So that's what certainly Bendigo would be looking to do.
Kelsey Griffin, it's off target, it's out of play. It'll stay with the Spirits with 11 on the shot clock.
I seem to remember in last year's grand final, Kelsey Griffin started off a little bit nervously until then she just went to town and ended up the MVP of the game.
Well, she certainly exploded in that second half, didn't she? When the game was on the line, because it ebbed and flowed a lot. It'll be interesting to see the two teams, two very similar teams, follow the same sort of trend.
That was that for Kelly Wilson.
Kelly made that look so easy, but in fact, that was hard to shoot that over the big hand.
Bakovic works with Michaela Cox. Susie got into early foul trouble last week against Dandenong. And winds down to 10 the shot clock. McCulley. An interesting battle today with Harrower. Ball off hand. Susie again. Misses. She'll get the putback though. No. Third time lucky. This time she nails it.
And there's the rebounding count as well, and that's what Bendigo had to do. She's so hard to move, isn't she, Laurie? Just out of that position for that rebound.
Richards and Bakovic. It's Richards this time going to work. Strong rebounding from Kelsey Griffin. And there's a foul. What a battle this is going to be underneath the basket, Laurie.
Well, you just can't afford to let Susie get 2-3 offensive rebounds. She's going to score. She's going to finish eventually.
Down the defensive end, though, I was really impressed with her discipline, though. She was very hands straight up. There was obviously the temptation to go for a second block on Gabe Richards, but she was very disciplined.
Kelly Wilson works it outside. Harrower works with Aubry. They've moved that nicely into the corner. And it's Kelly Wilson again.
It's great to see Wilson shooting the ball with such confidence early on. She just caught that in rhythm.
Here's McCulley just trying to slice her way through. Hurls it at the basket. It's off target. Driven, strong hands. MVP this match last season. Aubry is free.
You cannot leave her open at the three-point line.
Here's McCulley looking to drive inside. She's going to take a little while to get up. Quickly transitioning. Here's the Spirit. Wilson works it out again. Off target. Bodies flying everywhere. There'll be a fire ball. McCulley works it across the floor. Coming, looking to drive inside. Did well in the end off the window for 2.
For both teams, the nerves are gone already. If there was any, they're both very aggressive offensively, and I love to see that because the best way to get into a finals match is just to be aggressive from the outset.
And they're both shooting 43% at this stage. It's fantastic.
Harrower. Will this be her last game? Long bomb. She likes it from there. It's off target. McCulley works with Cox. Bumping. And this is a foul on Gabe Richards.
Isn't it great to see the two big girls go at it hard, put the ball on the floor, just their bodies clashing?
And from a one-on-one contest from outside the three-point line.
Yeah.
Steph coming. Work inside. She's really been working on that inside game. Steps in for two. Taking them on.
You just have to love the aggression right now. Both teams going at the basket, but the player movement on the perimeter is allowing them to do that because they're staying nice and spread. They're spotting and shooting for the outside shot, but also making themselves a really big target on the interior as well.
Well, Harrow found some space there, couldn't complete. But again, the follow the opportunity. Early stage of this one. Bakovic long range. Doesn't really work from that sort of area. Badlovic came in to try and create the contest with O'Brien, and we've got another foul. It is quite loud at this venue.
Quite.
It's great, though. What a great atmosphere for the players to play and the coaches to coach. And, you know, you work hard all year, and this is what you do it for.
It gives you goosebumps when you hear the crowd. It makes you just recall all those times as a coach, as a player, of being out on the floor in these scenarios.
Griffin, good step around over Susie for two. Needs to finish. She's going to get her own rebound back, though, at a new 24. Work with Harrower. Kelly Wilson. Now she's grown in this Bendigo program over the years. In the corner for three! Kelsey Griffin!
That's a way to take the lid off. She missed a couple of closer ones, but just swishes the three.
Michaela Cox works it across to Steph Cummings. She's going to go long range. It's no good. And they took a little while to get going last week from that range, Townsville. And their win against Dandenong. Richards works with O'Brien. Here's Harrower. Such a servant of this basketball club. And she's going to line for the end one.
That experience, isn't it, though, Laurie? Like earlier in the season, Christy probably would have maybe made that step but still looked for the dish.
Yeah.
But she just realises the importance of her taking some responsibility in this match, and scoring responsibility as well as some assisting responsibility.
Can't finish it off, though. Here's Rachel McCulley. As we heard when Chris Lucas put up with Laurie pre-game, the 300th not a factor today. Just can't get the timing right. Here's Bakovic, though, over two. Still can't finish. She's under all sorts of pressure. Here comes the Spirit. Wilson. Ball through, gave Richards' hand. Just too slick. Now, can they get it done quickly? McCulley's held up. Steph Cummings thinking about the three.
Good idea to pull it out and execute.
Cox going to the rack. No goods. And we'll just slow things down.
It's that leadership that we talk about, that coach on the floor. Christy just realising it's been up and back basketball. It's been a frenetic pace. It's time to go to quarter court.
Points and count for Kelsey Griffin.
That's one of the areas that Townsville's going to have to be really careful. Kelsey Griffin isolated on that elbow and ripping it to the basket just like that. That's tough to defend.
Timeout here. What a start. Home side leading 14-8 in the opening quarter. Here on ABC 1, we're going to try and get inside the Townsville huddle. We've been waved out of that one. The pressure is on. We're not going to get into too many huddles, I don't think, this afternoon, Laurie, but what's Chris Lucas telling his team right now?
Well, he needs to get them just to settle down and make sure that they're getting some good shots out of their offense, getting it through hands, knowing where the shots are coming from. They've looked good under their dribble penetration, so I think they've got to continue that. But defensively now, they've got to take care of business.
Well, I think that's where it's at. I think it's defensively because they've been getting some decent shots inside. I mean, a couple of those penetration and drives have been a little off balance, but Susie's missed a couple of one-footers already, and they're uncharacteristic of Susie Bakovic. So if she can knock those down, that scoreboard pressure stays there. However, they have picked up their fourth team foul for this quarter, so they will need to be careful for this 4.5 minutes of this first quarter.
So the huddles break up. Capacity crowd here at the Bendigo Basketball Stadium. Both teams averaging 78 points a game. Laurie talked about defensive pressure. Bendigo just got the edge there.
Bendigo just moved the ball so smoothly. They've played together, as we mentioned. This is the same starting group that played last year. So they know each other's games. They know each other's moves. They got counter moves for everything.
The and one for Griffin is successful. Bendigo with the early leads. Here's Steph Cumming. Works with Kayla Standish. Back of it, ball inside. It was intended for Steph Cumming. She got to pick it up. They go in from all directions. It'll be a fireball.
1%ers. Look at Kelsey Griffin get after that ball.
I almost thought that could have been a foul.
She was probably lucky not to have that called. Which was, Kayla Standish was lucky she's still walking after that bump as well.
Shot clock's at 10.
Here's the zone from Bendigo on the out-of-bounds play.
Ball across to McCulley, looking to cut baseline, flicks it back out. Cumming thought about the three. She hasn't got time. Got to put it up. They're out of time. Out of time. No talk there from the Fire.
Just that little switch up in defence by the Spirit.
Mia Newley checks into the game for Michaela Cox. Christy Harrower, huge focus of the media attention here at Bendigo.
Elbow isolation.
He's got to get around two. Did well in the end, just couldn't complete. O'Brien with the rebound though. That's important. Griffin's got plenty of time.
Townsville girls need to go back to their scouting report. They now need to guard Kelsey Griffin on that perimeter with a big hand.
I was watching Kelsey warming up, and she's got such a game face on during warm-up at the beginning of this game.
Defensive pressure from Bendigo, exceptional. Cumming did well though. Here's Bakovic following up.
That was a much-needed basket for Townsville just to steady the nerves.
Well, that scoring had dried up. Narelle mentioned that Bakovic's missed some relatively easy shots under the basket. Just needs something to settle them. O'Brien's got plenty of space again.
Finals basketball at its absolute best.
Ball inside. Standish, it's off target again. Gee, they're getting some looks in this opening corner.
Well, they've got to finish those. If they want to put any scoreboard pressure on Bendigo, they've got to finish those.
Oh, here we go again! And as you expect, timeout called by Chris Lucas. The margin is 13 in the opening corner.
Thanks, Congo. That's great to see everybody getting into it, doing fantastic.
Kelsey Griffin has 12 points for the game. We're going to get inside and have a listen to the Bendigo huddle.
Really good, really sharp, get in the open man, stay positive with what you're doing, okay? It's been pretty good. Hey, we've just got to make sure that they come out of this here and they don't get anything out of it. Let's go 3 out of this.
Hey,
3 out of this.
They might be in a 1-3-1 now, okay?
Just one possession. One position out of this.
Now, about 3, Kelsey's at the top.
Yeah. Okay. Kelsey, you got the top. You're on base space. Okay. Yeah. One time only. Okay. Just out of this timeout. Offensively, go with.
Hey, if they're in their 1-3-1, Chelsea, you're here. Swing up. Kelly, me, Sarah, come up. Kelsey here. I'm swinging first. Kelly, you swing. Then we're looking at Chelsea. How about you?
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
What a partnership they have been. Christy and Bernie Harrower working in tandem again. They have been formidable. Let's go sideline. Rachel Sport, what did Chris Lucas have to say?
Oh, as we would know, he wants more physicality. He just feels that Townsville aren't being assertive enough with that. Told them to relax, just try and get back into the game. It's probably going to be a grind for them now, and obviously for a hand to that perimeter shooter, isn't that hurting them? And all about possession, because we know that when it's in Bendigo's hands, they are going to get a shot up, and the way that they're shooting at the moment, they're just going to blow this game away.
Another shot. Field goal percentage an issue. Changes for both teams. Blitzar's onto the floor for the first time for Bendigo. Here's Wilson. Just can't complete. No foul. Coming a work back. Newley for three. Needed that.
She was calling for that ball just over the halfway line to Steph Cumming to kick it back to her.
Well, it took a while for him to inject her into the game, Chris Lucas. There's only 90 seconds left in this quarter. She's already, sorry, Pete, she already had an impact.
Off hands again, but it's Griffin. Safe hands on the rebound. 5 seconds, got to put it up.
Oh, no! Kelsey Griffin. Well, we talked about her being a big game player. That exactly is what she's showing us today.
You hear all the time in sports about people talking about being in the zone, and you can feel her right now. You can see it in her eyes that she's feeling she's in that zone. Every single time she touched the ball, she feels invincible.
14 points in this opening quarter for Kelsey Griffin. If we stop the game right now, Rachel would be handing her MVP award to Kelsey Griffin.
Back to back.
Yep.
And 6 rebounds she's got. So she's going after it every opportunity.
She's shooting the ball from the field at 63%. She's 100% from the three-point line, a 3 of 3 right at this minute. So she is on fire.
2 of 2 for Steph Cumming there.
Townsville can't panic, though. You know, it's a long game, and you have to weather sometimes the storm of a team that's shooting the ball really well.
And the thing is, too, is when a team starts like this, somewhere there is going to be a plateau in their form in the match. And as you say, they just have to hang in there.
Well, here's their opportunity. Blitzers are looking to go baseline. McCulley.
Christy Harrow taking a quick break before the quarter time. 2-minute break as well.
Backovic through hands McCulley with 10 on the shot clock. Works it to the rookie of the year, Alex Wilson. And she's fouled. Really good minutes from Alex Wilson last week in the win over Dandenong, Laurie.
She was great when she came in, and she was so strong with everything she did. And even on that drive, we could see her just...
Oh, here's Newley again.
Sorry, I had to stop mid-sentence there because I was sure that was going down. She was strong, and she didn't make too many errors. I thought she played really good minutes.
Here's Wilson. Trying to find some space, pass to no one.
Tough defense by Rachel McCulley, though. And we know she's won numerous Defensive Player of the Year awards in her long and distinguished career now in the WNBL, and she's just a tough taskmaster at the defensive end.
Christy Harrow had a minute off, and that included the stop. 18 seconds, the shot clock and game clock still running. There's about a 1-second differential between the two. Here's McCulley with the final play of this opening quarter. She's going to go herself. She'll flick it back out. Wilson in the corner. And they needed that. 3 seconds. O'Brien, the Hail Mary, no. Time has run out. And that is quarter time. What a start for the ladder leaders. The home side, Bendigo, leading this one in the grand final. 25-17 at quarter time on ABC 1. Let's take a look at the stats at quarter time. Laurie Chiswick and Narelle Fletcher. It was the Kelsey Griffin show.
Well, it was. But the things that stand out to me are 0 turnovers for Townsville, 3 for Bendigo. And the other thing is the shooting percentages, Narelle. You just can't go past the way the Spirit are shooting the ball.
It's where it's at right now. Both teams have taken 20 shots from the field. It's just that the Bendigo Spirit have been so deadly accurate from the field. And, you know, they would be exceptionally happy. Townsville, I don't think, would be majorly disappointed. Still put 17 points on the board, but it's the defensive end. You touched on it, Laurie. It's defensive end where it's at for them right now.
And we know, Narelle, that it's really hard for a team to keep up that shooting pace for a whole game. So that's what Chris would be saying right now to his Chargers. You know, you do have to take care of business. You can't let them have an open shot just like we saw Kelly Wilson, Chelsea Aubrey, and certainly Griffin. But they're not going to be able to sustain that the whole game.
No, but certainly I think the one thing he would be disappointed with as far as the Griffin goes is that she's made 3 uncontested three-point baskets right now, and that's really unforgivable because the Townsville Fine knows she's a great perimeter shooter as well, and they just have to do a better job of whether that be just somebody scrambling and closing out to her.
The other stat that I took note of, Narelle, is the assists. Bendigo are playing their typical team game with 6 assists already. They just work the ball around so superbly.
Well, the coaches just chatting to their teams there at the quarter time. Let's get the thoughts of Rachel Spawn, who's running sideline today.
Yeah, Chris Lucas pointed out that they shot the ball, when Bendigo shot the ball so well in the first quarter, but Townsville allowed them to do that. So it's absolutely wanting to shut that down. We see that Bendigo are going to the zone for the first play. Townsville are actually going to do that too. They're going to show a zone just for one play. And it's also saying Bendigo don't like us running the floor, so let's get out and absolutely gun it down the floor. And they want this lady, they want to spread the floor that Susie can come down the middle. And we have chatted about that we do want Susie being inside the key if Townsville are going to go on and make a competitive game out of this match.
Oh, Kelsey Griffith can't believe it. What's your call?
Well, it's a big play. It's her second personal foul. And so we see straight away Bernie Harrow takes her to the bench. He just knows he cannot risk a referee making a mistake and her picking up her third early.
That appeared, just catching the end of that replay, Laurie, like it was all ball.
Well,
look, if it is. It doesn't matter. It's made the call.
Exactly right. You're not going to take it back. And as you said, Narelle, you wouldn't want to pick up a third one right away.
Yeah.
Margin back to 6. Second quarter action on ABC1. Hope you enjoyed all the action this season.
And here's that 1-3-1 zone. You saw that last week against the Rangers.
Oliver onto the floor for the first time for the Spirit. Here's O'Brien. Going to work with Blitzards in the corner for 2. Off target, hands everywhere. Well done by Richards. Harrower would have slowed things down again. Let's reset the play. Oliver goes again to Blitzards. Chrissy's made great space. Set up Blitzards again for 2.
I'm glad to see Sarah make that shot because I thought she seemed a little bit anxious on her first 2 other shots of the game.
It's amazing to see how well they are shooting the ball, considering they've had the week's rest as well. Sometimes you can come out a little rusty with your touch when you've had a break.
And that is all class from Steph Cumming. She moves to 8 points for the game.
She's doing a great job of dribble penetration and getting herself to the basket.
Harrower gets around the screen, driving inside.
Too easy. Too easy if you're a Townsville defender.
And for all those junior basketballers out there watching a seasoned veteran, she goes either hand as well. Her left is just as good as the right.
Here's McCulley, needed to drop. That field goal percentage of 35% for Townsville. 52 for Bendigo. Harrower is trying to create some space, 10 on the shot clock. Richards under the basket, missed it. Off hands again. Wilson under all sorts of pressure. Good composure. Worked it back to Cumming. McCulley works again with Wilson. Trying to push through some heavy traffic. Did everything, just couldn't complete.
Yeah, not the shot that they're after,
Well,
though.
no, it's not. I mean, they want to run that shuffle offense and get it through hands, make Bendigo play some defense.
Get the ball from side to side, make the defense shift from side to side before, and penetration lanes will open up. This will be big.
Harrower. How many times have we seen that across Christy Harrower's career?
Well, it's a gamble to go under with Christy. She hasn't been shooting the ball particularly well this season, but I tell you what, that one looked good.
Well, when she, her confidence is up, she's made a couple of really nice penetrations, and now she's got the defender second-guessing themselves. Do I play her for the penetration, or do I play her for that long range? Took the risk, she bangs it down, and now
Even more indecision.
She's got her eye in, hasn't she?
Just a delay here, so we wait for the substitutions. And away we go. Townsville need to respond right here. Bakovic. Where's the crowd gone as Newley works for 2?
That's nice little curl off of that screen, just caught it, ready to shoot the ball.
It wasn't a force shot, it was reset, it was balanced, it was all the things that you want it to be.
Ball inside for Richards. Twisting, turning, can't finish it, but there's Blitzards again. And drawing the foul. Take a look at the replay. Changes from both teams.
It's the first time that we've seen really with the Townsville Fire that they don't have their legitimate point guard out on the floor. So Michaela Cox is going to step into that role, guarding Harrower for one and then playing in the point guard role at the offensive end.
O'Brien inside. Richards going to work off back of it. There's the result. Referee's taking control of this one. Let's have another look. Just at the end.
Well, I almost thought it should have been called earlier if that was the call and using her arm bar and extending it out.
By the time she extended it out, Laurie, it looked like she'd lost contact with Gabe.
That's just her first personal. Gabe Richards. Part of the All-Star 5 of the WNBL this season. The margin is 10. We're going to drive all the way this time. That's better from Townsville. But quickly into the front court for Bendigo. Wilson will go to work with Harrower. Formidable combination. Harrower just going to push inside. Looks up and sees Susie Backamy in front of her. 6 seconds, and they've turned it over. Michaela Cox looks left, looks right, bounce pass, Wilson! No good! Rebound, this time the foul. And Kayla Standish will go to the line.
That's the sort of basket that Townsville needed, a transition-type basket. Send yourself to the line. They've been grinding it out a little bit in the quarter court, and they just need that.
It's a bit like in tennis, isn't it, where you serve and you go to juice, 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 and then your opponent goes in there and goes a love game.
Yeah.
That's what they needed, was a really good stop, a solid stop, a quick basket, and then all of a sudden we get to play defense with momentum.
Yep. And certainly in the games that are covered, there've been many just mini momentum shifts.
Little mini ones, yeah.
Little mini ones, but they've gone about, you know, all of a sudden 6 points goes by, 8 points goes by, and they can turn it around.
Well, Townsville have been able to keep it within 10, and I think that's important for them right now.
Oh. Thank you very much. Just stepping on the court, nailing that three.
Batkovic works with Newley. Michaela Cox provides the option. Got all the time in the world to nail the two. Harrower went down, no call. Wilson works back to Harrower. Looks careful, Christie.
That was just teasy.
Oh, that is wonderful feet. What a finish.
How old is she? Wow.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, my goodness.
Batkovic. That's got to be a foul.
I think Townsville need to keep going inside like that. Keep Susie in there as a presence. Yeah. It forces rotation.
And I think that's the thing. It's very easy to, as the defense starts to dictate to you where they want you to be, it is easy to drift out to the perimeter, isn't it? But like you say, Susie, we talked about it in the intro as well, Susie needs to plant herself deep, and that's where she needs to stay.
Points for the game so far for Susie. Rachel McCulley and Steph Cumming check back into the game. Batkovic going to sit down. Alex Wilson also sitting down.
I thought Alex Wilson did a good job on Kelsey Griffin for the minutes that she was on her.
She's certainly played her role across this season. Garrick, bounce pass inside. Richards just going to work. Going the second opportunity. Interesting to see how the Fire go here without Susie under the basket.
Well, Gabe Richards hasn't hit the scoreboard yet. Looks to see how aggressive she becomes with Susie not out there.
He's coming all the way for two.
That's just executing that shuffle offense and getting everything right, knowing where the cutters are coming from.
And being patient with it.
Garrick, 15 on the shot clock. Little run here from Townsville. Griffin over the top. Richards running out of room. She's fouled. And immediately Susie says, I'm back in. Timeout's been called. A little bit of a run for Townsville. We're going to see if we can get inside the Townsville huddle. We'll see how we go here. Here's Chris Lucas.
Pushing the ball. Keep pushing, deep catch. Keep pushing actions on the rim. Everybody. But in the context of what we're doing. That last time, second, fantastic play. Right, fantastic play. We're sharing the ball when we need to. Right? Now, defensively, we're going to stay man. Beware of the ISO on the elbow. Look where we can pack from. Get to high split, low split, and know where the shooters are. Okay, everybody got it? All right, now, offensively, if they come out in the zone, let's go straight to reverse. Straight to reverse.
Man or zone.
Man or zone. Okay, if they're twisting it up, that's okay. Threes are good. Threes are good. Okay, it's possession play, guys. Got to keep at it. Keep pushing the ball.
Laurie Sizek, what did you make of that?
Well, again, I think he covered everything. He talked about defensively what he wants them to do and to follow their scouts, make sure they know where their shooters are. And then it's always smart in a timeout to give a certain play that you can use against zone or man-to-man because it covers both scenarios depending on what Bendigo come out in.
Well, Rachel Spawn has been listening to what Bernie Harrower had to say. And I imagine, Rachel, that Bernie would be just keeping his side calm at the moment with Townsville making this mini run.
Absolutely. He's just wanting them to stay a bit more poised and keep in control of their emotions because it is Townsville that's trying to make a run at them. It was interesting. The whole time out was pretty much Christy diagramming a play on the whiteboard, as we know she does and leads so well. But look, they're still calm, but I'm sure they would have liked to build on that 10-point lead that they did have earlier in the match.
Margin is 7. McCulley's got to get over in the 8 seconds, just in the nick of time. That's good pressure by the Spirit. McCulley looking for a pass. It's Cox, going to step inside for 2. Trying to go off the glass. It's no good. Ends up in Griffin's hands. Had the hot hand in that opening corner. Here's Griffin. Christie's got some space. Richards goes to work on Bakovic. 6 on the shot clock. Garrick's got to jack it up. Susie's having to do a power of work. McCulley's in there to assist. Really crucial stage of the match right here. Now they'll need to keep it close. Newley! No good. Great rebound again by Griffin. Can they make the play, the Spirits? Here's Kelly Wilson. Working with Christy Harrower. Long bomb! No good. Coming with the rebounds.
That would have brought the house down had that gone in.
I think Christy would have just made the decision there to keep playing.
Yeah.
Next to you. That one had gone down.
Oh, through hands again. That's a bad mistake. But Susie gets in there again. They still turn it over. What a pickup. The players coming from all directions. Harrower just slowing things down with 10 on the shots. Griffin to Richards. Garrick over the top. Griffin again.
Great recognition by Bendigo that Kelsey Griffin has a mismatch with Steph coming and just instead of floating outside just curls around and posts her up, isolates inside. So smart.
Timeout's been called by Townsville. We're going to see if we get inside the Bendigo huddle, but they've managed to snuff out the challenge from the Fire. It's 42-33. The home side with a cushion, 2:31 to play before half-time. Here's Bernie Harrower.
Let's see if we can go with triangle out of it. Okay. Hey.
Score it, because we don't know it. Hey, Brendan, do you want anyone in the team?
I want you to be this player, so you're going away to that spot.
Okay.
You're going away to that spot.
Let this be Maddie or Sarah.
Yeah. Maddie, this can be you, and you can flash to the high. You can actually step out of there, okay? So it might go to you and then to there. All right?
Hey, the other thing is if we get, actually keep it as a 2-gap run, just in case they play the 1-3-1. Hey, listen, if we don't get anything and I kick it back here, this man step out, and then this man cut on it.
Hey, if they're in man, just go horns. Just go horns.
Hey, listen, have we heard that from Bernie before?
Yeah.
You know what I like about that, though, is Christy's so well respected by, well, her coach and her teammates that everybody listens to her just like Bernie's talking, just like a coach is talking.
And you see that even in their huddles on the floor. You can see the absolute concentration when she addresses a small huddle on the floor as well.
Rachel Spall was having a listen to the Townsville huddle. What did Chris Lucas have to say?
He's absolutely wanting to take on Kelly Griffin, whoever's she's guarding. They want to be able to isolate. If there's a time for a huddle, work out, okay, who's she guarding, and absolutely try and exploit her, because they just know that she can be the match winner, and boy, she's certainly showing that at the moment.
Here's McCulley. Margin is 10. Going to work is Steph Cumming. Off target, but a road rebound, but here's Christie trying to get that hand in. New 24 for the Fire. Alex Wilson just trying to find a path through. They're going to cop it up here. Oh, she just draws at the ring. Her own rebound, yes!
Oh. Did you see what I saw?
I saw what you saw, yes. That would be the mismatch with Susie, with Sarah Blitzarves guarding her.
I just saw her drive into a crowd, and there was McCulley waiting out at the three-point line. Good second effort, though. You can't fault that from Alex Wilson.
And they needed it. They needed a basket there, and if they can convert this, they keep it at that 7-point range.
No problem there. Wilson works in tandem with Harrower. Had an immediate response for most of the game. The Spirit, Wilson's got a free player outside. Blitzarves off target. Wilson the rebound. Got to find Griffin, it does.
Unselfish. Great vision.
Here's a quick response on Wilson.
I thought that was going to miss that basket.
But I love to see that from teams. I love to see a team push it straight back after a score against them. It's the best time to catch a defending team.
Here's Griffin. Works with O'Brien. Wilson, they've gone down behind playing. Offensive foul.
That was a great read by Rachel McCulley, just stepping across the path, knowing that that cut was coming.
There it is.
And there's that third foul that we talked about that Kelsey Griffin really didn't want to pick up before half-time.
Lucky there's only a minute 14 left.
We just talked about that experience factor, Laurie. We talked about it last week, and even the week before with Rachel McCulley. She's able to read where the ball's going, but also has the presence of mind to be able to set herself. And she's going to pick up those offensive fouls along the way. Wilson works again with Newley. Coming with 10 on the shot clock. She travels. Minute to play in this second quarter. Margin's been reduced. It's been hovering around that 7 mark all quarter. Here's Harrower with 10 on the shot clock. Nice little spin. Wants to get the ball out to Wilson. Wilson goes baseline. Foul. And she'll be going to the line for a couple. Second personal foul for Steph Cumming.
I love Kelly Wilson's contribution to this game so far. She is pushing the ball at every opportunity when it's in her hands and not Christie's. She just moves so well on the court, whether the ball's in her hand or not, she's cutting hard, she's being a decoy, and she's tough to defend.
Formerly of Townsville. That was quite a while ago now. Under a minute remaining before half-time in the grand final. Bakovic works with Newley. McCulley. Didn't want to catch that. McCulley again. Full flicker back out. Newley!
Huge. Important. She has such a quick release.
But a picture perfect. If we saw that from behind, her elbow is as straight as a die.
Smart timeout here from Bernie Harrower. Just sensing something, wanting to slow down the fight. Any semblance of momentum, he's just going to slow them down. The margin is back to 5.
Well, he'll definitely want to go through a last play here.
Let's have a listen.
Okay, you get off the flex cart and you're doing that first before you're back screening, okay?
Hey, Kelly, you're this man, so I'm going to kick and screen away. But Chelsea, lift on here. Okay, so they're not hugging you here.
Hey, and if you've got to run it all the way through, we've got plenty of time. Try it. You don't want to get Chelsea down in here, so she's coming off that down screen. Get it. If you get her here, we get Gabe out here, get Chelsea in this spot. After Sarah runs that flex cut, then the down screen happens. We try get on the lift, okay? Hey, let's make it late. Let's make it late. If something happens, just on ball. Just on ball.
10 seconds, all right? 10 seconds.
1, 2, 3. Make sure we...
So there's an outline of that final play with 23 seconds left in the quarter. What an atmosphere. What a fitting finale. What's been an amazing season of WNBL. Christy Harrower with the ball. 10 seconds now. What they're looking for. Ball over the top. They're going to drive it inside with Blitzers. It's no good. 2 seconds. Got to put it up. No. What excellent desperation from Rachel McCulley. And that is half-time. Or is it?
Make a decision.
What's the call here? And that is half-time. So the Fire fighting back, but it's still the Spirit with the lead, 46-41 here on ABC1. The scene is set for a huge second half. Steph Cumming has plenty of points in this game. She's up to 10. She's with Rachel Spawn.
Well, Steph, you weathered the storm. That was a great team effort to get it back to single figures.
Yeah, we've just been trying to play it one possession at a time and we let them get away at the start, so trying to peg it back slowly.
And I'm tipping that you're quite pleased that Kelsey Griffin's on 3 fouls.
I am extremely pleased that she's on 3 fouls. I mean, she was really taking it to us and she obviously steps up in big games, so hopefully she can stay there for a while.
And Chris Lucas has told you in timeouts quite often to relax and not panic, so you have a game plan, and he said how important it is to execute that.
It is. I mean, we can't let them rush us. We have to get through our stuff and play our style of game. That's how we've won games all season, and hopefully if we do that properly today, it'll help us out.
Well, it's exciting and you're playing really well, Steph. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
When will you just learn she's got you? Right around her little finger. When will you just learn she's got you? Right around her little finger. When will you just learn she's got you? Right around her little finger.
Laurie Chiswick, I think those shots pretty much sum up what we're seeing here, an action-packed and tense grand final. So fitting what we're seeing on the court.
What I love is the shooting percentages of both teams. Townsville really lifted in that second quarter. They were a little bit low in the first quarter, but it's team basketball. It's getting through hands. There's a multiple of scores on both teams out there.
Sure were, and in this half we had a situation at quarter time. Townsville trailing by 8, and Bendigo was starting to look like they had the momentum. What did you make of Townsville's second quarter?
Well, for a while there, they did get behind, and then they just sort of chipped away, and they didn't let the game get away from them like they could have possibly done. And we saw some good contributions from various one of their players, but Christy Harrower, she was leading the way, especially when Kelsey Griffin got in a bit of foul trouble and had to sit.
Well, we'll look at Kelsey Griffin in just a moment, but you also mentioned Kelly Wilson, and in fact Alex Wilson for the other side. They've both been pretty valuable out there.
Well, it seems like whoever's coming on the floor for Bendigo, they're shooting the ball really well. We just saw Maddie Garrett come on and shoot a 3. Kelly Wilson's been doing it at both ends of the court. That little move by Christy Harrower, that is just classic.
And it's going to be interesting to see how much the foul count comes into the reckoning in the second half. I said we'd talk about Kelsey Susie doing a wonderful job as usual for Townsville. She didn't want to sit off for even that 50-odd seconds.
Well, interesting enough, if you can look at the scorers there, we've got Griffin leading the way at 19, Harrower at 9, which is a good result for Christy. And then there's just everybody else is playing their role in there, contributing both offensively on the boards and just keeping the spirit in that lead.
Sure, and how about Townsville Fire, Steph Cummings? She had a brief chat to Rachel there. She said they've been told to keep the head. She leads the way with Mia Newley.
I love the way Mia Newley came in the court and just had such an influence in the game. Susie's relatively quiet with 8 points, but we know that last week that happened with her and they were still able to win, so I would think that wouldn't bother them at this stage.
Well, we said we'd have a chat about Kelsey Griffin because she's been oh so impressive, and we talk a lot about the other bigs and how they're going to affect the game. Kelsey Griffin's been absolutely amazing. She picked up 3 fouls thus far, and hopefully it won't trouble her for the second half. But even that second one, Laurie, I was sitting very, very close to that. It looked like she had all ball, and she was, to my mind, rightfully very annoyed with that call.
Well, as I said during the call, I was watching her warming up, and she just had her game face on. She looked so focused, and she came out and started this game on fire. She wasn't only scoring. I mean, she's shooting 3, she was driving it in, but she was going after every offensive rebound. She was going after loose balls. Defensively, she was coming up with some deflections, and I just thought, other than her foul, she owned that first half.
All right, well, tell me, we're at half-time now, Laurie, and we've spoken in the past weeks about your exciting position now as the assistant coach of the Opals. So stick your coach's hat back on. What are the coaches saying at half-time? What have you thought of their body language and how they're coping with the pressure of grand final basketball?
Well, you know, when you're coaching in a situation like this, it's all about trying to plan ahead or trying to coach on the run, as it may be. And certainly, I think both their timeouts have been very astute, as we would. They're both really well-prepared coaches. They're right into every moment of this game. They would be going into halftime, I think, feeling pretty good, both of them. You know, they might pull a few different things out this second half just that they haven't showed before, maybe some different ways to defend the on-ball screen. Certainly, I think Chris Lucas would be talking about Chelsea Griffin and how they need to really tighten up on her. 19 points in the first half is not going to make him that happy.
I think you're absolutely right, Laurie Chiswick. Well, we're going to take a break now and get ready for the second half. We're going to throw down to the other end of the court where Narelle Fletcher and Rachel Spawn are waiting. Girls.
Well, Rach, we've heard Steph and Laurie talk a lot about Kelsey Griffin already, but when we think about the points to watch at the start of this match, one of them was about leadership for the Bendigo Spirit. Christy Harrower right now, 9 points, 5 assists. She's been huge in that first half.
Oh, what a great player she is, and we knew that the leadership would be an absolute strength for Bendigo, and she certainly has. You can just see that it means so much, and she's going to put up all stops to try and get Bendigo over the line.
What about their D for Bendigo? Because they have really put a lot of pressure on the Townsville Fire. They've forced them into some shots that have been off balance a bit.
And you just see that Townsville have to work so hard for the points that we saw Susie having to get 2 offensive rebounds to get her layout back in. There was a little period there in the second quarter where they did a bit of their running game went going, and that was really working for them.
I think Susie's been huge on the boards, but she really needs some support in there for them to win that possession game. Offensively, though, at the moment, she's only got her 8 points. She has picked up 6 boards, but 8 points. She's missed a couple of close, but she's got to stay there, doesn't she?
Oh, absolutely. And even though she is getting double-teamed and triple-teamed, she can still get a shot away and make it. And if she doesn't, then her teammates have to be extremely vocal and demand the ball because they will be free because the rotation has occurred.
What about the tempo? How is Rachel McCulley going to get that tempo back into the lineup for that Townsville? Although they're probably not terribly disappointed where they're at.
I think they'd be absolutely wrapped that they're only 5 points down. When it got out to 10 points, it looked as though the way Kelsey Griffin was just taking over the match, it could have been a blowout. So I would think, wow, we got out of that. Let's start again. Let's get that running game into it because, as Chris Lucas mentioned, Bendigo don't like the running game, so they need to get that different tempos happening. And I think Rachel McCulley will absolutely be up to organising that for her team.
Kelsey Griffin has picked up her 3rd foul very, very late in that second half. If she picks up an early 4th foul, this game is wide open.
Oh, look, she had 14 points and 7 boards in the first quarter. Some players would be absolutely wrapped with that in any game. Just her output is incredible. She is so hard to guard. I've been watching her, and you know, if she can hit the 3, so you can't be too far off her, but then she can just take you on the drive. So she's just a nightmare to guard, and you know, whoever's going to guard her, they're going to struggle because she's that good. But you're right, the foul trouble, she'll be disappointed that she has 3 fouls.
Well, certainly we saw Susie Bakovic in that position last week where she was in early foul trouble against the Rangers. She's stayed out of foul trouble so far. She's the MVP of this current season, and Rachel, you caught up with her earlier today.
Well, Susie, grand final week is special enough, let alone winning your 3rd MVP in succession. I actually had a chuckle because I read that you were rendered speechless when you won this, which we know doesn't happen very often. But what does it mean to you? 3 in a row, you've created history.
Yeah, look, it's pretty exciting. I probably was really blown away, and I literally was speechless, Rach. I know that does not happen often, but it did happen, and yeah, I'm blown away. I'm still, I've tried to put it on hold a little bit. Obviously, we've got a big game today, and that's what we've been focusing on, but at the same time, really honoured to get it 3 times back to back.
And when we look at when you were at Townsville, 2001, 2002, it was their first year in the WNBL. It must be so different to be back there now. Community support and the playing group, a lot different, I guess, in the team environment.
Yeah, definitely. I think the community was still really strong back then, as it is now, but the difference is there's actually a lot more buildings. When I first got back there, I got lost a few times, which is, I was confused, but it definitely has built up. It's totally different. The club's totally different. They've obviously got a lot more experience now, how things work and how the league works, and, credit to them, they've done a great job, and the board that they've got behind us is just, it's fabulous.
Into Bakovic, makes the basket, and she'll go to the line. Bakovic. Counting traffic, Bakovic fading away, makes it fit. Bakovic shooting 3s. Susie steps up and makes a clutch basket. Pedersen guards Bakovic. She goes left hand every time. Bakovic fading away, and it's in.
Three in a row, it's a pretty amazing statistic, isn't it, Rach? It's hard enough to win 1 MVP. You've won 2 yourself, but 3 in a row. That's just phenomenal by Susie Bakovic.
It certainly is, and when she's done that with a new team as well, she went Saturday Lightning, wins 2, goes to Townsville, wins another, so she settles into the environment quite quickly, and yeah, look, she's an absolute superstar.
Well, look, we'll also take a look now, and Susie, of course, finished on the top of that MVP voting, but we'll now look at the top 10 votes of that MVP. We see Jen O'Hay not far behind. Laura Hodges, she had an amazing season as well, and very consistent season, and it rounds out with Amy Bishop, Kelsey Griffin, Gabe Richards we see today, Tess Madgen, Katie Ray-Ebsbury, Chelsea Poppin. Great to see a newcomer in there, Rebecca Allen.
Oh, absolutely. Hasn't she had just an amazing season, a breaking out season? She won the Robin Marr Defensive Player of the Year as well, so I'm not surprised that she is in the top 10 voting, and we know that she has signed again with the Bulleen team, or Melbourne, so they'll be extremely happy to keep her services.
It is, of course, wonderful news for the Melbourne Boomers, and we welcome now a player who I'm sure would be loved to be out on the floor today. I'm feeling like I need a box here with you two standing next to me, but Elise Penaluna, current Opal squad member as well, has a surgery. Has it been completed yet?
It's been good. Surgery last week. Just getting over, the drugs and everything like that. But yeah, it's feeling good now.
Well, at least you must have been pretty excited with the start that the girls had the first quarter. How are you feeling now at half time? Do you still think that Bendigo have the ascendancy, or have Townsville stopped the rot?
We always have a better second half. Fourth quarter is kind of our thing. So look, I think the girls are just going to be out there. We're so ready to play and just want to get this done.
Was there a lot of heavy focus on Susie Batkovic this week? We've heard Christy talk about it in the opener. You've done a tremendous job on her so far.
Of course, Susie is such a massive focus of this team, so that's pretty much what we'll be speaking about the whole week. But credit to Gabe Richards, Sarah Blitzars, they have done a tremendous job on her, making sure she doesn't get her, easy points off her offensive boards. So yeah, we're doing a great job. Let's hope we can keep it up.
And they are already drawing up a new contract for Kelsey Griffin, Elise.
Yeah,
you can't let her go.
Oh, not at all. Want to keep her here as long as we can. Yeah.
Well, Elise, it's great to have you join us. I'm sure you're just itching to get back to that bench now and support your girls. All the best for the rehab.
Well, thank you very much, Elise.
And of course, 2013-2014 has been a wonderful year for the WNBL. Let's take a look at the season that was.
I got that fire, 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 fire for the dance floor. Turn it up.
Hurst driving inside for two. Got it! General Hay looking to make the pay. No, Hayes wide open. That is just all class. Wow, that is super athletic. McCulley.
Feel that heat, rise it up. Hear that beat, turn it up. Baby, move it, that's what's up. Baby, on the cut. Do that dance. Got me looking in a trance. She's like fire when she dance. Someone called the ambulance.
Read the stories of Abby Bishop and her experiences as motherhood with this year, and isn't that just a beautiful picture?
One more game to go before retirement for Melissa Marsh.
2 weeks out from the start of the season, we started to get wind from management that we didn't really have enough money to get through the season. They gave us 2 days to find close on $150,000, otherwise we were out of the league.
The news about Peter Buckle's surprise sacking this week.
And this is the man, Richard Dickel, who's been cramming for the toughest examination of his life this week.
And Townsville Fire have come into Bendigo Stadium. They have knocked off Bendigo's 16-match winning streak. Great pass. Stellar stuff. Get the stuff done. Get the D done. Pedersen guards Batkovic. She goes left hand every time. This is as high quality basketball as you will see all year. And they'll be back here in a fortnight to try and
The 2014 Winter Paralympics are underway, and you can catch the action exclusive to ABC1 at 10:30am and 6pm each day. And watch our Aussies as they go for gold. All the details on the ABC Grandstand websites. Yeah, and certainly we've enjoyed Darren Boyd's work over there at the Winter Paralympics in Sochi. Half-time here. And Bendigo in control, but they were pushed in that quarter by Townsville. 46-41 the score. And Laurie Chiswick and Narelle Fletcher, what can we expect in this second half?
It's really important how you start this second half right now, this third quarter. You want to come out, and if you can get a dominant third quarter, that can really set you up for the game.
We've just heard Elise Penaluna talk about the fact that the third quarter is the Spirit's best quarter. Christy Harrell, let's just see how much responsibility she puts on her shoulders for this quarter.
Off to a great start, early two. Work for the Fire to do. Batkovic. Ball outside. McCulley. Up to 5 points for the game. Margin back to 4. Richards works with Harrower. Looking to drive inside, running out of room. Shot clock winding down. Just screaming. She's going to go herself. Oh, another counts. If it did, it would have been one of the shots of the year. So another opportunity here for the Fire. Early stage of this third quarter.
That was a good stop for them.
McCulley
If they get a score here, they get it back to 2 or to 1.
Back to there, got it!
That's the closest they've been for quite some time now.
That puts the pressure right back onto Bendigo now.
Bakovic and Yuli with 10 points each. They're sharing the scoring around again, the fire. Harawa works with Richards. How are they going to respond? Richards, long range 2.
How else do you respond?
In fact, it's Griffith go for 2. 21 points for Kelsey Griffin. Bakovic works with Standish. Did well with a hand in her face.
This is quality women's basketball that we're witnessing right now, and it's just such a great culmination of a great season to see the standard out there.
What a final series it's been. It's been breathtaking stuff at times. Oh, the turnover. Well done, Susie.
Oh, dear.
It's one-on-one. Oh, banked it off the window.
Would you have picked that shot, Darrell?
Oh, dear. I think Susie had a little change of mind halfway through that shot.
Well, whatever happened, it worked.
And it scores a level. 50 apiece.
Well, Bree works inside, running out of room. Griffith thinking about it, 4 seconds. It's Richards this time.
Now, she's a little bit of a jump card for Bendigo now as well. She had a very quiet first half, only 3 points to half-time. If she starts to get involved in the match as well, then Susie's then expected to play more defence.
Well, that's right, but they're a tag team, so they're alternating at the moment. One play it's Richards, the other play it's Griffin. And when that happens, the other player gets out of the way. McCulley's got time.
All the little contests within this big contest, you have to love it, don't you?
And they're just playing such smart basketball right now, and both teams are playing with a lot of poise.
Here goes Harawa. No good, off hands. It'll be a fire ball. Huge Townsville contingent in the house today.
This would be a chance for Townsville to take their first lead of the game.
Amazing stuff. Expect if they do score here that Bernie Harawa might call a timeout just to slow the momentum down. Bakovic, got to get around 2. There's a free player. Oh, bang! Kayla Standish.
Look at the bench from Townsville Fire. Look at them up and about.
And the crowd behind her on their feet, they're loving the fact that that 3 went down for Kayla Standish.
The momentum has shifted dramatically. Townsville are in front. We're going to try and get inside the Bernie Harawa huddle. We'll see how we go. How's he going to reset and refocus his team? Let's have a listen.
Otherwise, you're letting this goddamn thing slip. Defensively.
What happened here just then? Susie drove, helped small side. Don't help ball side! And see if we can take away Susie's left hand. Force her back this way, guys.
Force her back to her right and play on her so she hasn't got the shot, okay? The other thing is with Standish, you cannot let her get that deep in there.
And if she goes this deep, guys, Sarah, whoever's guarding her, she wants
You've got her. You take her. You take her. You've got
Well, laying down the law, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, I tell you what, the emotions were running high in that timeout. Some really direct, defensively, do not help on ball side, on strong side. That was...
Let's go inside the Townsville huddle. Rachel Spall was listening.
Chris Lucas, understandably very happy to say, look, what we're doing is absolutely working for us. So expect maybe a zone that Townsville is going to show one time in a zone and then go back to man, but look, they have the momentum, they can feel it, so they need to just hold of what they're doing at the moment and bottle it up. But that lady, Kelsey Griffin, she just keeps raining on their parade.
This is an extraordinary performance, 23 points.
It's extraordinary watching big shot after big shot go down. The Townsville 5 already put 14 points on in this quarter.
Here's Newley, straight to the ball foul, big calls.
And that's why it's no surprise for the Spirit in that timeout that it was all a defensive focus.
Bernie Harawa wasn't happy with that call. Not sure if it catches on camera, his reaction.
Christie said enough.
Yeah, that reaction says it all, doesn't it? It's a side ball with 14 on the shot clock for Townsville. They've got the momentum. Newley will work with Bakovic, long range 2.
And now she's feeling it.
It's taken a little while. The margin is 3. Harawa. Blitzars worked across the floor. Chrissy all on her own. You cannot leave her in that sort of room.
Oh, I love it.
Standish. Work back out to Cumming. McCulley. Susie again. Off target. Well, I tend to put the hand in, but it's going to be a Spirit ball in the back court. You just feel, ladies, that this is ready to explode. The tension that is building up.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh, it feels like it's the fourth quarter, not the third quarter. It's not even halfway through this quarter yet. It's gone up a level.
Harrow up. Will look to go to work again against McCulley. Did well through traffic. She's a superstar of this competition. Cumming works the ball inside. Standish having to work on her own.
Standish has that little fadeaway jump shot when she's got it back to the basket that is really tough to defend, and she's really perfected it. Basket for basket though right now. And it's a team that can get it, can generate a couple of stops.
Wilson.
Will get the momentum going their way.
Here's Harrow up. Looking to find some room. 7 on the shot clock. Just gets around McCulley. Lure running out of room. 1 second. Turned it over. Bakovic will just have to slow things down. Got no one in front of her. Standish works with Steph Cumming. Ball inside. Working hard is McCulley. No score. The foul's been called. Just a second team foul for this quarter for the Spirit. And it's on Kelly Wilson, as you can see. Her second for the match. Dialogue continuing between Bernie Harrow and the referees. How long did she have to get that pass back in? Newley for the strike.
You know who that reminds me of is Jess Bibby coming off that little pin down screen and curling, and just such a quick release. She's just got the sweetest stroke on that shot though.
Townsville lead this by 2.
We talked about Newley being a little bit of a trump card off the bench for the Fire. She's got 12 points next to her name. So efficient. Just like that lady.
Another MVP performance from Kelsey Griffin.
26.
Newley works with Cumming. 13 on the shot clock. Flicks it back out. Got to drive inside. Lost the hand line. Cumming again.
Is that an assist?
Oh, put it in.
Holy.
Goodness me. Oh, Wilson going weak side.
The pace is just frenetic right now. Chrissy Howard finally got over the halfway line when Kelly Wilson was driving it.
It's like an all-star game at the moment. This is a freewheeling scoring it.
It's 18 to 22 already in this quarter. We still have 3 minutes to play.
Standish, McCulley pushed out by Wilson. What a bump. And that is her 3rd personal foul.
Players will just enjoy this little bit of break.
Yes,
well, there's a
exactly.
foul called and a timeout just to catch their breath. It's been frenetic.
The thing is, though, you can tell with the experts and legends we have, just the broad smiles on all their faces. Rachel over the other side. Laurie and Narelle. That gives you an indication of how this good this game is right now. What a final series. Bakovic again.
Now that is just experience. Susie against Sarah Blickons and just getting the ball inside and dropping that shoulder and just making contact with her defender.
Well, she knew she had that front position, and once she had that, she felt where the defender was. She made that little half step to get a little bit of better body position, and then it was game over.
Let's get the thoughts sideline with Rachel Sport. Are you enjoying the action, Rach?
Oh, look, I'm just absolutely loving this, and you're right, it's just the highest of standard that this game is in right now. The scoring at free will, okay, the defence, the coaches won't be happy with the D, but we don't mind. The crowd crowd doesn't mind. It's just a great spectacle, and you're pretty proud to be a female basketballer in this country at the moment.
Basketball a full stop.
It is a privilege to be witnessing this match right now.
Coming over the top. Here's Susie. She's got to go again. But Kelsey Griffin said, no, that's fine.
Tough defense there by Chelsea Aubrey. Didn't give up her position that time. Disciplined with the hands as well.
Wilson. A little give and go from Aubrey. Ran out of room. It's another turnover. And Kelly Wilson just giving it to the referee.
Well, the Bendigo Spirit have picked up 4 fouls, so they're over the limit. There's only 2 minutes 19 to go. But the Fire haven't picked up a team foul yet for this quarter. So they've been exceptionally they haven't needed to. It's almost like there's been no opportunities to foul.
By the way, another double-double for Kelsey Griffin in the grand final. 10 rebounds. To go with the 26 points. Here's McCulley. Cox, bounce pass. Susan, that is extraordinary. That is extraordinary.
That's why she's triple MVP of the league.
You just can't do that sort of thing. Oh, really wanted that one to drop.
Kelsey Griffin's human. She's missed one.
Chris Lucas is urging his Chargers to try and push the ball up the floor right now.
Wilson making some space on the other side. Oh, almost. Sarah Blitzers came flying from nowhere.
But only 9 left on the shot clock now, and Townsville Fine need to be aware that they're under 10 seconds left for this shot.
Nearly with the inbounds pass. Got to talk. McCarley going all the way to the rack. Couldn't finish it. Yeah, it was a great move, though. Under 90 seconds to play in this third quarter. Wilson fakes, then goes for 2.
He was so balanced when she shot that pull-up.
What's been the story of this third quarter, hasn't it, Laurie? All the shots have been taken, balanced with their feet set, aggressively.
McCulley, 9 on the shot. Back of it, downtown, no good.
Nice block out by Aubrey. They needed that possession.
Under a minute remaining. Bendigo by 1. Ball inside. Blitzers has space. She's fouled. In fact, she's crunched as she went to the basket.
A good foul there by Manuel, making sure that there was not an easy 2-point basket, certainly not an easy 3-point play.
Her first and the first team foul for Townsville in this quarter. Blitzers at the line. Little bit of breathing space. Only a little bit.
Ever so little.
They've been challenged in this third quarter. How important is it for them to take a lead into the final quarter after everything that's happened? Ten-second differential between shot and game clock. And yeah, I got the reference, the Starship reference as well, the song in the background. Here goes, oh man, Yuli, what a game. Identified by Narelle Fletcher pre-game as an X-factor. 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Last play will go to the Spirit. Wilson, hot hand, Richards blocked. 1 second, gotta put it up, no.
Wow, 1-point ball game.
Do not go anywhere. The grand final is on a knife edge. 3-quarter time at Bendigo. Bendigo lead at 70-69 here on ABC 1. a 24 quarter in favour of the Fire. It seemed like Noah could miss, and the stage is set for an epic last quarter.
I think those stats speak for themselves of what a high-quality game of basketball this is. Look at the shooting percentages from both teams. Field goal, 3 points, free throw, the assist column, the turnovers, 7-2 for a match. That's 9 turnovers between the two for 3 quarters. That is phenomenal.
The other thing I like is the fact that, well, I mean, Griffin is a superstar with her 26 points, but it feels like both teams are really playing the team game, the team-oriented game. The subs are coming on and having an impact. Everybody's sharing the ball around. And as you said, the shooting percentages is just phenomenal.
Well, you see that with Kelsey. She's quite happy even after making 2 or 3 shots in a row to give up the next one. When you think, my goodness, most players would take the next one, but she's happy to give it up and get her other teammates involved. But that quarter was just high quality, wasn't it? It was 28 to the Fire, 24 to the Spirit.
Well, it really does set up this last quarter as far as can that shooting percentage continue. And we just see, you know, it was basket for basket when Townsville actually got the lead. I think Bendigo all of a sudden just felt that little bit of pressure. We heard it in a timeout, the emotion, the anxiety, the determination, and they came right back up, and it's just been point for point.
Well, we've been talking about it. When we get to this stage, to try and tip a winner, which way is this one going?
Oh, how can you tip a winner when it's a 1-point game in a grand final?
Which way is this one
Back
going?
to the action, Peter. Back to the action. Ask me in 10 minutes. Ask us all in 10 minutes.
Will be somewhat redundant, but that's okay. I'm more than happy to throw the question at you. Let's go sideline, because Rachel Spawn has been listening to the coaches.
Now, Bernie Harrow stole my line. He said that Bendigo have weathered the storm. So isn't it amazing that the changes of the first half, Bendigo dominated, and Townsville really had the ascendancy in the third quarter. So just wanting to go back to locking down the defence, as we know they can do. So, oh my goodness, I couldn't pick a winner at the start, and I still can't, guys.
No one wants to stick their neck out at the moment, but that's okay. Don't go anywhere. Here on ABC1, big pass. Aubry trying to find some space. Good catch. 3 seconds. Oh my goodness. Almost. Richards almost trying to keep it in. Back of it goes. Safe hands.
It'll be interesting to see if this fourth quarter is as free-flowing as the third, if it just becomes a bit of a grind.
Travel again for Michaela Cox.
And I'm interested to see whether that lady there gets involved in this match. Michaela Cox, she's been particularly quiet. She's only got 2 points. She's only taken 3 shots for the match, and we know how offensively damaging she can be as well. And if they can get her involved in this quarter, along with Mia Newley, how long will she sit for?
Well, the most a side has scored in their 3 meetings this season has been 81. Townsville scoring that in their win here. 8 seconds for Richards. Driving in on Susie. Did well. Batkovic works with Wilson. McCulley finding some room, will go herself. It's no good. Margin is 3. Aubry works with Wilson downtown. Off the iron. What a rebound by Richards. Susie Batkovic cannot believe it. But that is the importance of getting the front position in that situation.
Now she needs to just discount that, get that out of her head, and just refocus, get on with the match. She's only got 2 fouls next to her name.
Here we go from Aubry, works with Harrower. Working across the floor. Jade Richards. 9 points for the game. Timeout called by Townsville. The margin is back to 5. Chris Lucas, you can just see the look there. He is not happy. I don't think we're going to be able to pick up what he's saying, but he just needs to refocus his team, Laurie.
Well, he does. They just need to take a deep breath. I mean, it might feel like it's a lot, but it's only 5 points, and they just have to try and break this momentum right now.
Well, they've just got to get some stops defensively, don't they?
And Gabe Richards is going to work a little bit. That's an inside look, then an elbow shot. So they've really got to make sure that they get on top of her.
You start getting a hand to their scores, but you can see Christy now just keeping the ball in her hands, just that extra second or two longer till the player's set, till she gets the person that she wants in a mismatched scenario.
You can see that Kelly Wilson is actually bringing the ball up the floor and then giving it off to Christy. So it just takes the pressure off Christy that little bit.
So the margin is 5. In favour of Bendigo. And there you can see 8 minutes to go in the grand final. There will be the players to step up in the stretch. Ball across the floor coming. Good boxing out, beautifully done.
Great block,
fantastic. Both sides tightening up the D in this final quarter. Harrower. And working around. Aubrey works with Richards. Griffin. You want it in her hand. 3 seconds. Got to jack it up. Can't do it. Ball in dispute. They come from all directions. Aubrey diving in, but they're still going. Aubrey on hands and knees. The crowd is on its feet. We're going to stop with the play to wind up the court, but that just typifies what this grand final has been about. They came in from all directions. Chris Lucas not happy. Breaking a new record today. They've got about 37 plays of the day. Aubrey with 12 on the shot clock. Wilson, off the ball foul. Griffin getting some attention from Mia Newley. Second personal, second team foul. Shot clock winds to 10 for Kelly Wilson to go from long range. Dangerous margin now for Townsville. Newley. Standing in travel again.
It's all come down to the team who's been able to get some stops. That's been Bendigo's spirit right now.
Next score makes things awkward for Townsville. Going to be a tough margin to get back in 6:22.
Townsville need a stop here.
Almost got it, but Richards was too good.
Well, the thing is, you talk about it's a long way back for Townsville. They haven't scored in this quarter yet.
Understandably, Chris Lucas has called his team over. Margin has blown out to 10.
And that's just in a blink of an eye, isn't it? You know?
We're going to have a listen to Chris Lucas.
Don't lay down. Anybody, it's still there. A lot of time. All right, a lot of time. We need execution now. All right, just trust our system. Okay, to get the open shots. You can't have people catching the ball to pass. These scorers, you got to be a threat with the ball. Okay, I want to go 20 here. Mia, you go the feeder. Therefore here. You bounce it up here. You're looking for the split suit. 20. Screeners. Yeah, don't try and help on that. You should be able to dive to the rim. Look for the shot. Come on, man. Hey,
interesting time out there, Laurie. It was all about the offensive end, and yet they need to get through their stuff, but there was no mention of getting some stops defensively, and that's where it's at for them right now. They've given up 10 points pretty easily to the Bendigo Spirit in the first 3 3/4 minutes of this quarter.
Rachel Sport, you haven't listened to Bernie Harrower?
Yeah, just imploring his players not to let Townsville get back into this match. Watch out for the press, and also Townsville isolating players one-on-one.
That foul on Gabe Richards off the ball. Only the one team foul for Bendigo in this quarter thus far. But Gabe Richards has 3. Bang. That's a reply.
Now they need to come up with a really solid stop and then take it from there.
And if you're Bendigo, you're winding down the 24. Wilson. Aubrey. Wilson again. Good screen set by Griffith. She's created some space. Can't find her, but there's Richard. The Twin Towers. Looking back. 2 seconds. Off target.
There it is.
Here's the opportunity. Needs to score. This time up the floor. 5.5 to play in the grand final. Wilson. McCulley. Ball inside. Yuli again.
That's the lady they need to go to right now. They do. Did you see her tell them to point, to pass the ball to the wing? She was going to post up. Because she's such a tough guard. She's got the skill from outside. She's got the mobility of a guard, but she's got the size of a big forward.
18 points for me and Yuli. Harrower just taking your time through. 8 seconds. Gee, there's some pressure here now. Wilson over the top. Richard again.
How smart were Bendigo there, where they recognized the mismatch, absolutely cleared out that split line help, that side, ISO'd her on the down low, easy basket.
Wilson ball inside, Drew Sleep, offhand fire ball.
Going into a zone off this out of bounds play, the Bendigo Spirit.
A little disorganised, Wilson's all on her own. And so Steph coming. Oh, missed everything. They got away with that, the Spirit. They were just caught napping. Griffin just going to work. Off target. They got another opportunity to fire. Over the top, Susie. Oh, Ken Griffin.
They almost got caught napping there. I like that. The fact that they made Bendigo wake up and play that full court defense, a little bit more extra energy having spent.
17 seconds on the shot clock. We're in the corner. It's off target. Got to work hard. Richards just glares at the referee. Margin is 8 with 4 to play. Christy Harrower. This is the last time we'll see it for the Spirits. 18 points in the grand final. Christy and Bernie have been the heart and soul of this basketball club. They have created a juggernaut in central Victoria. Here's Steph coming. Works it back out. McCulley, 4 seconds. Got it.
Good poise.
Back to 8. Time ticking down. Harrower. No plays with 4 fouls, by the way. 7 seconds. Ball inside. This time it's cut off. McCulley working the tempo. Coming.
Oh.
Wilson. Oh, probably didn't need to pull the trigger so early. McCulley almost lost the handle on it. Right in front of those Townsville fans.
Now we've got Christy Harrower working that on-ball screen.
Oh, she's on her own. McCulley back outside, coming for 2.
to get stops. They're just trading baskets right now.
It's not enough for Townsville.
It's not enough.
And when you've got it in the experienced hands of Christy Harrow, the task gets even bigger.
They're just going to run out of time.
She needs to clock up another assist, though, for another double-double.
Harrower. Will that do? Wilson. Oh, look at this. Off the front of the iron. What courage. Griffin again.
It's showtime now for the Bendigo Spirit.
Are we calling it? Rachel McCulley picks up her second personal foul. Timeout has been called. This one just about done. What a game. 85-77 the scoreline. Bendigo in front and looking like they're going to go back-to-back. We're going to try and get inside the Townsville huddle here. So many great players for Bendigo. We'll get back to that in a moment. Here's Chris Lucas.
When we get a foul, we'll send them to the foul line. We'll give them bonus there, all right? We're going to, listen up. We need everybody on the floor here, receiver spots. We're going spread, okay? You stay home at Griffin, all right? You three can black any time. We're looking at penetration and receivers. Hit the corners. Now, transition-wise, go to the X, mate. We'll pack them in and we'll get 3 balls.
You see my test, give it.
All right, let's go.
Well, got to start looking at beyond the perimeter as well. You've got to get quick scores.
They don't have time to trade baskets anymore. They've got to get some stops. Even if it means they have to sacrifice a couple of fouls, they do have to look for a quick shot.
1:46 to play. Margin 8. And 23 seconds here for the Spirits.
And the Spirit are going to take as long as they like, and that's what we're saying. Townsville Fire needs to maybe even generate some fouls or something.
Let's see how quickly they work through this here. As McCulley works into the corner. Coming, needs to score, doesn't. Griffin rebound, and there's the foul. This one, good as done. It's been a gallant performance.
Oh, look at this!
And it's going to quickly go.
What happened there? Townsville Fire, Bendigo Spirit. Townsville were looking like they were going to foul and just forgot all about guarding the ball.
Here's Susie. The shooting has been exceptional in this second half. Got a foul.
They need to foul.
They do need to foul. Bridget's going to take her time. There's the foul. Well, margin 7 with 1:08 to play. And we're going to go to the line from here on in. That's the 5th team foul for Townsville. Gabe Richards.
Big second half by Gabe Richards.
5 rebounds, 13 points. Kelsey Griffin leading all scorers with 26.
They cut 27.
Rebounds. Make it 28. Why not? Back to 9. Minutes to play. McCulley going to go on her own to 300. And misses. Another foul coming up.
Stand up and applaud this crowd to the champion walking to the free throw line right now. Christy Harrow, can she hold her emotions in check to shoot these free throws?
Have a listen to the crowd reaction.
She's still barking instructions right till the end.
And if last year was sweet, how sweet will this one feel?
Off target. So then it was 1 or 2 there. Under a minute remaining in the grand final. The margin is 10. McCulley will go with Newley. Just hurls it at the basket. It's going to be off target. They're going to foul again. McCulley got. And now the frustration just starting to show for this Townsville lineup.
Yeah, there's a time, isn't there, Laura? When is it as a coach that you say put away the fouls?
Yeah, well, I would now. I don't think there's any point now. You don't want to make it anticlimactic
and blow out the score as well when it's been such a high-quality match.
It's been so good.
Last year the margin was 14 points. Another 1 of 2 there for Christie. A little untidy to finish. The margin is 11 at the moment. McCulley, yes. We'll go to the line for the and 1.
Second foul.
What a great performance from Sarah Blitzhouse today. 6 points, 3 rebounds, but she's played her role. 37 seconds to go.
And Rachel McCulley, we haven't really spoken that much about her in her 300th game. She would just be feeling all sorts of emotions right now. But what a great achievement.
Yeah, she would. She'd be having that empty feeling, but she needs to look back and reflect as well that she was a big part of their finals campaign as well. She's been sensational through this final series for the Fire.
She is really the glue to that team.
Oh.
She is just the heart and soul. She's such a leader.
And Kelly Wilson ran all the way from the backcourt just to pat Gabe Richards on the back.
It's amazing how much energy you can have when you're leading in a grand final with 36 seconds to go, isn't it?
Again, 1 of 2. McCulley got to put it up. Batkovic. She went left. She didn't come up with it. Another foul.
The crowd just willing this 21 seconds so they can erupt.
What, they haven't been during the game?
Erupt further.
We've got to salute this performance. They are a powerhouse in this competition now, and considering the years of grind to get to this stage, of being skirting around the playoffs, of just making it to the powerhouse they are today. And as you said, Laurie, the starting 5 that walked out onto the floor, the same starting 5 that started last year.
Well, Chelsea Oakley had no intention of playing this year. Went home to Canada and was away for a little while and came back and went, you know, I missed this. The girls are together, I'm going to play. And we have to remember, this is all without Elise Panaluna.
Yeah. But this is they are now the new barometer of this league, aren't they? On the floor, off the floor. They are all about
Here we go.
basketball. Bring it home.
The crowd is on its feet. It's in the hands of Christy Howler. Time out. This is a champion team. And they've done it again. The Bendigo Spirits, the champions of the WNBL for season 2013-14. 94-83 over the Townsville Fire. This team is a powerhouse in this WNBL competition.
And the Harrower hug. There it is.
They've lost just 2 games for the entire season. That is dominance. And they got the job done under all sorts of pressure and fight from the Townsville Fire. This one will live long in the memory here in Central Victoria. The Spirit are the champions again.
Like we said, Peter Laurie, last year was sweet for them, but this year carried extra pressure.
It did, absolutely.
They were the hunted all year. They had bodies go down throughout the course of the season, and they withstood every single challenge to win another title.
get right behind their team, and it's been fantastic for both grand finals.
Well, they salute this capacity crowd. There are so many players that made an impact today. Interesting for the MVP. 22 points for Christy Harrower, 16 for Gabe Richards, 14 for Kelly Wilson. But really, Kelsey Griffin was the star today. A double-double and getting to grand final, Rachel Spawn.
Well, Kelsey, everyone wants to know, what is your pre-game routine on grand final day? You got to share it.
Play for Christy Harrower. That's all I got. That's all I can say. Christy came out, played a great game. The whole team did. It was just so fun being out here tonight. Gosh, I'm speechless. I don't know. The season, we worked so hard for this. To stay focused all year and for it to come to a game like this is just a great feeling.
Well, it's so true, because as soon as you win a premiership, you're the hunted, and you have been all year. You know, you came in here with a lot of pressure on you, so I'm tipping that this may be even feeling even better, sweeter than last year.
It is. You know, last year was kind of a dream season. Like, it was just like everything kind of fell into place at the right time. This year we came in with a mission, and to see it executed with, you know, the peaks and valleys, and to finally be here, it's just great. Such a great feeling.
And Kelsey, is there any of your family here, or if they're not, how do you share this with them back in America?
I have my partner in the stands and her family, and my family's back home. I know they're cheering for me. My mom sent a selfie of her in her Spirit Polo, so my best friend, my dad, they're all back there. They said they were listening on the radio.
Well, Kelsey, we are in absolute awe of you. We just think you're a superstar. Thank you for playing in Australia, and please go enjoy this with your teammates.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
28 points, 15 rebounds. That just blew the 20 points and 11 rebounds he got last year out of the water. As the celebrations continue, let's hear from the coach, Bernie Harrower, with Rachel Spawn.
Well, Bernie, you had to earn your money today. I tell you, that was just a brilliant game for everyone. Did you enjoy coaching that, even though it was stressful?
Oh, you do, and look, it was a classic grand final. That's what grand finals are all about. That's what they should be like, where both teams are going at it. We're both going after it, and it's a shame there has to be a loser in that game. But look, I'm just really proud of my group. You know, we worked pretty hard this year. It's always difficult to go back-to-back, but we got there.
And you do have a settled group, because your first five was the same as last year's grand final. So that says a lot for your program, that you're retaining your players.
Yeah, and that's what trying to build dynasties are all about, trying to keep your group together, and we were fortunate enough to do that this year. So it's just reward for that group, actually, that they've come back and done the hard yards.
And obviously proud of your daughter again. You know, just amazing. She's just turned 39, and she's playing such great basketball.
Yeah, look, she's ageless, isn't she? You know, she just keeps getting it done, and I'm not sure we could have got it done without her today. She's still the best point guard in this country by a mile, and I don't know what we're going to do without her if she retires.
And what do you want to say to the community, Bertie? They've been amazing, haven't they?
Oh, they have. Look, here today, the crowd that we've got in here is just sensational. The atmosphere is just electric, and they're just about blowing the roof off this place, and I thank Bendigo for all their support.
Well, I think you need to get up on the stand before your daughter this year, because she doesn't give you any time, Bernie. She just takes up all the time on the stand, but she's such a proud girl.
I've told her to keep it short this year. Can't go for an hour.
Well, Bernie, enjoy. Just amazing. Well done.
Thanks for that, Rach. Thanks, mate.
Cannot underestimate the work that Bernie Harrower has done with this Bendigo program over the years.
I think it speaks for itself when your players do stick in your program and want to play again. You've built a culture, you've built a group, the community's very supportive, and players, you know, want to come to regional Victoria and play for Bernie.
And look, just, you know, we touched on the respect that Christy has. We heard Kelsey Griffin say, why do you want to play so well in a grand final? For Christy Harrower.
Yeah.
We don't know when it'll be her last match, and we want to send her out as a winner.
And I think the flip side is with Chris Lucas at Townsville too. He's developed a great program up there. Players want to go up and play for him. He's a wonderful coach as well. He's developed that program in Townsville, and all credit to them and their fighting spirit.
Absolutely. I mean, the Townsville Fire overall, they got those crucial playoffs wins in the end. It was just extraordinary. They were able to get themselves out of some tight spots and really show that grind and fight. They ended up having the home final, but in the end, they just ran out of steam and they were just overrun. Well, the stage is set. This is going to be a huge presentation, and to take you through it, here is Stephanie Brantz.
Thank you to the fabulous Harrowers. We enjoy so much watching what you do. Congratulations to both of you, and we certainly hope we'll continue to see both of you on the court. I would like to ask you to both come back now to receive the championship trophy and the banner, which will be presented by Sam Shackner and Scott Derwin. Ladies, I hope on Thursday you're all free. The Honourable Hugh Delahunty, the Minister for Sport and Recreation, has just let me know that the Bendigo Spirit are invited to Parliament House for lunch on Thursday as a way of congratulating all of you. Ladies, please come forward and celebrate your win, the 2013-2014 WNBL champions, the Bendigo Spirit.
Well, there it is. Ladies, amazing. Very emotional. The cannons go off. What an emotional speech. I think we were all feeling the emotion in here with the Harrowers. It was just extraordinary. But there he is, Bernie Harrower. A quick summary on this game. What a grand final to cap off what's been an amazing season.
It has been an amazing season. We've seen so many, particularly on our telecast games, we've seen so many close games, high-quality games of basketball. I think Bernie hit it on the head when he says women's sport is a little bit downtrodden in this country, and people need to get behind it, because if that's an example of what we put out on the floor in women's sport, then it deserves all the recognition it can get.
You know, week in and week out, we ran our tipping contest, and it was so hard to pick winners because there are so many quality teams, quality players, players that stepped up, players that produce numbers. It was high scoring this year, I thought, but not because of lack of defense. I hope our shooting's improving.
I think it also shows the fact that we attract now our Australian internationals back into this league. We get good imports to come back to this league now on a regular basis, that just how strong it is and just how far it's moving ahead.
And there is so much to look forward to as well. There is an Opals campaign to come leading into the World Championships, and then the days will roll around quickly before we get it all underway again. And we're very lucky here at the ABC to have expert commentators, the calibre of WNBL life member Narelle Fletcher, the Opals assistant coach Laurie Chiswick. Laurie, best of luck with the Opals campaign coming up. We'll be watching you very closely at the World Championships. And you had a smile on your face all day today, looking at the talent in this competition that will be able to walk straight into that Opals team. It is just amazing, and we're very fortunate to have both of you here. So thanks for what's been a fantastic season. We've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. I've got half a voice left, so we may as well wrap it up. Thanks to all the teams around the country as well, behind the camera, who do such amazing work week in and week out to bring this to you. And as Narelle said, it is an amazing spectacle, the WNBL. If you haven't seen a game live, make sure you get to one next season and really support this competition. So to finish things off, Stephanie Brantz and Rachel Spawn, they were part of the presentations, and they're going to finish things off this afternoon.
Peter Mercado, thank you to you two for your outstanding work, stepping in as needed in wonderful style for Darren Boyd, who is, of course, over in Russia at the moment. Rachel Spawn, you are very much here and presented your first newly named Rachel Spawn MVP medal. What a worthy winner, Kelsey Griffin.
Oh, I think they were etching her name into the medal after the first quarter with 14 points and 7 rebounds. Her game was just amazing. Everything she touched turned to gold. She was unstoppable. Anyone who guarded her, they just got into foul trouble pretty much. So many rotations, and she probably would have got a few more points if she hadn't got into foul trouble early in the game. But I think she has iconic status in this stadium and town now.
She suggested when you spoke to her that she would like to be back here. Do you see that happening?
Oh, why wouldn't you? I think you'd sign her for 5 years, wouldn't you? Let's get the checkbook out and make sure she remains here, because she just adds so much to this league, and she seems to have a really lovely personality, great team player. And when I did ask her earlier, what is your pre-game routine? She said, look, I did this for Christy. So that's a beautiful thing to say.
And just touching on the Harrowers, aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
Every year we say how challenging it must be to work as father and daughter, but they seem to make it seamless. They both do a similar amount of talking, and it just brings tears to the eyes the way they respect each other's work.
Well, it's a pretty unique combination, isn't it, father-daughter team like that, because Christy is pretty much assistant coach as well as the captain and player, and it seems to work. It's amazing, and the emotion you just saw, I think everyone nearly got a tear in their eye when Bernie, his voice broke then, and you can see the love and respect that they have for each other.
You sure can. Now, how about this season, Rach, just to finish, worthy finalists? I think the Flyers have come to join us finally. They want to celebrate too, the Bendigo local Flyers. Worthy winners and worthy defending, runner-ups, I suppose.
Well, absolutely. When you look at Bendigo finished minor premiers, they only lost 2 games for the season. I think they've only lost 5 in the last 2 years, so that's just amazing. You do feel for Townsville because what a gallant effort. I know Chris Lucas won't take solace in that because they didn't win. He wanted the win. They all wanted the win, so they'll be feeling pretty average right now, all the girls, but hopefully, time does heal, and when that season starts, you go again.
And it was a great grand final, a fitting end to a wonderful season. Rachel Spawn, thank you very much. As Peter Mercado said, from all of us here at the ABC Around Australia, thanks for enjoying the season with us, and we'll see you next time.